Hi everyone, welcome back to Top 10 Gods or Goddesses that have been completely defaced by the world of anime.
Number one. Ishtar.
Yeah, that was the one I was going to say too. But, I mean, okay, so you gotta appreciate how they get creative with quote-unquote IP that nobody actually owns, right?
Sure.
Like, stuff like Sherlock, nobody owns that, right?
Public domain, yeah.
Yeah, and whatever, King Kong, nobody owns that either.
No, people own King Kong.
They do now?
Yeah, pretty sure, because they're making their monster universe with King Kong in it.
Oh, ew.
Yeah.
So, the reason I thought King Kong was public domain is, quite famously, the Universal Studios tried to sue Nintendo because of Donkey Kong, and they lost because King Kong didn't belong to anyone.
What? Is that the reasoning?
Okay, so let me see if I get this. So, Donkey Kong, King Kong lawsuit. Let's see what happened. Universal Studios versus Nintendo. On June 29th, 1982. Universal Studios alleged that Nintendo's video game Donkey Kong was a trademark infringement of King Kong, the plot and characters which Universal claimed as their own. Nintendo argued that Universal had themselves proven that King Kong's plot and characters were in the public domain in Universal City Studios versus RKO General. Sweet ruled that Universal had acted in bad faith by threatening Nintendo's licensees and that it had no right over the name King Kong or the characters and story. So there's no possibility for consumers to confuse Nintendo's game and the characters with the King Kong films and their characters. I feel like you have to be really stupid to be like, oh, this is Donkey Kong. This is obviously a knockoff of King Kong, right? Like,
no, yeah, I don't think anyone immediately assumes that.
So does anyone own?
I'm sure someone has the rights to it because they made that King Kong movie.
Just because no one needs to have the rights to make the movie.
Well, right, but I'm like specifically King Kong because King Kong, that first movie was just made by Universal, to pretty free. I saw that in theaters. It's pretty neat. Still holds up, that movie from a million years ago.
It says the property is owned by a bunch of different companies. It's not like
no single.
By the way, the fourth result, 1, 2, 3, 4, King Kong Monsterverse.
Yeah, so King Kong Monsterverse, Kong Skull Island, that movie that came out back in 2014?
Yeah, I didn't see any of those, though.
That is set in the same universe as that last Godzilla movie, and like this.
So wait, God, I'm getting it in my head. I'm getting it confused with Planet of the Apes, because they made a bunch of those recently.
Right.
But So I'm pretty sure my fact might be wrong here, but he definitely defended them in something. The lawyer that defended Nintendo in that lawsuit was named John Kirby. That's why they named Kirby.
What?
Yeah, because he defended them.
Cool.
It was John Kirby, and that's kind of funny because they named Mario after one of their first landlords.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of weird facts that I learned from fucking that book, the Console Wars book. The Console Wars book with the cringy dialogue, but an interesting book. Like, I think if you're a fan of video game history, it's a really good book. But some of the stuff in it, you're like, okay, they didn't say. It's like, they didn't say, let's be epic or something. Bro, let's launch Sonic 2 and then we'll be epic.
What the fuck is this so alive?
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was the first international release of a video game. The whole, the entire world released on the same day.
Oh, cool.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
The first time a video game came outside Japan. Sonic 2 in 1992. You see, Mario was imported, and the translators, the translators translated Mario so that it's. Although if you told someone Mario was never released in English, they might believe it if it was they were uninformed enough. Because you don't need English words to play Mario.
Nope.
like the original Super Mario Brothers.
There's
Now, of course,
zero dialogue in it.
with the engrossing plots of games like Mario vs. Rabbids Kingdom Battle, you never want to miss a piece of dialogue ever again. But, yeah, I was just gonna say. Did I forget? I was talking about Mario game. Oh yeah. So did you just run around that guy?
Sure did.
So the college I go to, the University of Washington, has 2 different anime clubs. I have been to both of them before.
Well, what's the distinction between the two
I
of them?
didn't really stick with either one, but I'll explain the distinction. The first one is called Anime Discovery Project. They just watch on Fridays. They watch like 5 or 6 shows in a week. They like
shotgun
episode 1, and then they go episode 2 the next week, right?
Okay.
So they like watch through them during a quarter, which is not quite the length of an anime season. It's a little shorter. It's 10 weeks as opposed to like 12 or 13.
Right.
But that's all they do. They watch stuff. The other one is called Weeb Nation.
That's not a good name.
Which the people that run that one, I knew a bit, and they were cool. I liked them a lot. We actually talked about. I'm an officer of Board Games Club. I'm probably going to be president next year.
I just assumed you were the president.
I'm
of
not.
Board Games.
I do more than anyone else right now, but I'm not. But they wanted. They talked about if you guys ever want to collaborate. So I was like, how can we collaborate with the anime club? You know, what would you? I made a list of anime-themed board games that would work. There's a really popular deck builder called Tanto Kior, which is you assemble a group of maids, I think, which is bizarre.
I guess Japan exists in this world.
Oh.
Because they
It's Japanese for love, AI. Just the letter I. Or the letters.
Yes, yeah.
I.
Phonetically, that's what it sounds like. Or I guess
Okay.
if you put them together and hiragana or some
Anyway,
shit.
so those were like the 2 anime clubs at UW. I was going to explain. Oh yeah. So the ADP, the Anime Discovery Project, they've been around since like the 90s. And of course, in your head, you're like, "How is that even possible?" Right?
What, are just watching Evangelion? And...
No. They actually they passed out paper packets of translated episodes, and they would follow them along while they watched, like flipping through the pages.
Oh,
which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
To me. The amount of effort that requires is honestly pretty fascinating. Because, like, people that get into anime, it's like, oh, I'm a kid, I'm watching Naruto, or I'm watching Sailor Moon, or whatever the kids watch now, like Boku no Hero, or whatever.
Yeah, Hiroaka.
I'm sure some kids watch that now because it's on Toonami or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a dub. Do you know Kaguya is getting a dub, but season 2 of Lego?
But yeah, so I feel like if you were like that in the early 90s, if you went as far into anime as some people go,
The game crashed.
You'd...
It went to like a black screen for a split second. Like, what the hell?
If you go as far into anime as some people go, and things were that way in the early mid 90s, then maybe you'd end up being somebody that actually learns Japanese because you actually had to watch anime.
Sure.
Now people are like, oh, dude, I got Rosetta Stone hooked up. I'm gonna learn me some Japanese.
Is that like a successful program? Do people actually learn Japanese, learn languages, not specifically Japanese?
I mean, the thing about language programs is there's lots of good ones. There's Rosetta Stone, there's Duolingo, there's a bunch of others. It's really it's really about personal motivation, right? If you're motivated enough, I feel like they'll probably end up being effective anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But now people that are like, I'm gonna learn Japanese and I'm gonna move to Japan and it's gonna be awesome, and they aren't gonna bully me for being like a cringy white American man, right?
Okay, sure.
But back then it was like, oh, I want to watch anime. I need to learn Japanese so I can, understand it, because there just isn't that much that's translated, right?
Mm-hmm. There are no.
Or
no
I can translate it myself, right? Subs are not that common back then, especially for like stuff that was not super mainstream, right? I wonder when Evangelion first got like a sub. I wonder if it was like around the time it came out, or if it was later.
Yeah, because that got really popular. I guess I wonder when it got super popular in the States. Because
now it's like an extremely popular cult hit. I know people that I would never expect to be an anime that are like into stuff like shonen and they have heard of Evangelion. It's just that famous now, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very popular.
Podcast co-host Josh that was like the first. He just watched Evangelion one day.
Well, you see, Josh is definitely not one who was inclined toward anime, and I think you were like, hey, this is cool. Unless he just did it on its own.
He watched Evangelion of his own volition, and then I got him. That's fair. I got him to watch Unlimited Blade Works, and then he subsequently watched Zero.
Interesting.
Yeah. And he watched Beastars. I think that's the only.
Evangelion is definitely like worth trying if you're trying to. Maybe not.
What the fuck?
Whoa. Okay. Hello, titty witch. Jesus.
She does
not hurt. Look at her fucking thorn necklace.
This aesthetic does not fit the rest of the game.
I don't like this aesthetic at all. That feel like a Fire Emblem witch.
Yeah, it kind of looked like if Disney made like an anime movie, and that would be a villain.
Why? Because she looks like Ursula,
she
but as an anime witch.
I guess so. I guess that's what I'm thinking.
That's
of
the
in my
vibe,
head.
right?
Yeah.
That's the color scheme. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that reminded me. So there's this one map and this one Fire Emblem. You're trying to defeat this witch, and the map is literally like, okay, so here's a giant fortress. Okay, you're at the bottom of the hill. The fortress is at the top of the hill. There are no entrances to the fortress in the front. You have to go all the way around the fortress and go through the back, and that's how you get in.
Okay.
And it's so bad. Because in Fire Emblem, you can only move a certain distance per turn.
Right.
So when you have to do that, you actually just want to kill yourself. Like, you want to die. It takes forever.
They didn't move all your units all the way around.
And going around the fortress, they're only one square wide. So they have to they have to march in a line.
Oh, shit's a boss. Alright, good thing I didn't use super mode. Oh my god, Neptune has no health. And she just KO'd.
She KO'd Go super mode.
I guess we gotta do this.
Yes! Epic!
Kinda don't have a choice here.
Is there any like actual anime of this series?
No, there might be an adaptation. I'm not sure. Use all my alpha. That's fucking awesome. Let's see if like.
Is there like the typical like a good smile merch, like figurines and stuff?
Yes, I'm sure there are Nendoroids. I think there are definitely Nendoroids. I'm whiffing.
Is this popular? Just missed, huh?
Maybe this is one of those boss fights I don't win.
Maybe you're supposed to die.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be able to win. You gonna heal Neptune or yourself?
Yes, I'm gonna heal Neptune because she's the one doing all the combat stuff.
I noticed Compa does not deal damage like at all when she attacks.
Actually, you can hang back here. We're gonna just keep.
Does your location matter?
Yes, I have to be close enough to them so I can heal them. So if they're
that's
not in the radar,
that's what the radar is.
Yeah, if they're not in the radar, I cannot.
I just assumed it was an AOE because that just made sense.
Yeah,
in my head.
that's what I thought too, but it wasn't. That would be too convenient.
Sure, you'll unlock an AOE. Okay, what do we got here?
Fucking whale on her. Okay, yeah, there's no way this is a fight I'm supposed to win. She just one shot super form Neptune. So I guess I'm not supposed to win this fight. That's fine.
I like how it like shows you like hitting her and doing something,
Absolutely,
but it's just a zero. Like, nice try, dummy.
Another game, nothing's happening.
I'm trying to think, how many of these did we have?
Fidget spinners?
I never had my own fidget spinner. My sister probably had a couple.
I definitely didn't buy any. If I got any, I just kind of like absorbed it from someone who just didn't want their fidget spinner, or they left it at my house or something. Like I have Munir had a Supreme fidget spinner. I don't think
like a crazy like Beyblade one.
No, like it had the word Supreme on like the brand Supreme.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't like actually.
Where?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't actually
in the
Supreme.
middle?
Yeah, it was in the center. It was like a big puck connecting instead of those flat pieces in the center. It was like a bigger ones. Yeah.
That's
and it wasn't. It was not official Supreme merchandise. It just said Supreme on it, and that's still somewhere in my house.
My housemate AJ one time bought a 100 pack of Supreme stickers.
Aren't those expensive?
No, not at all.
Oh,
they were
okay.
very cheap.
Okay.
I don't know how much they were, but they couldn't have been more than like $10.
You get the Supreme like brick. I think there's a crowbar. I think Supreme made like a crowbar you get.
The Supreme brick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm as cool enough. I hope one day to be cool enough to have a Supreme brick fly through my window.
That would be a very expensive way to get a message across.
Well, no, there's no message. It just says Supreme on it. They're just flexing on you. They
or
have
just to do property damage.
They have their Supreme car, and they drive past you and throw the Supreme brick through the window. And they're flexing on you.
Because they don't need that brick anymore. The brick that I spent like $500 to get.
Is it really that much?
I'm sure it has to be expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
because it's Supreme, and they just
Okay, so
they'll sell anything.
I talked to Van about this, because our friend Van, he was a freshman at UW this last year, and I'm a junior. And so there's these sweatshirts I see sometimes. Do you know the white Supreme sweatshirt that just has the logo,
yeah.
nothing else?
Mm-hmm.
There are people that often make trendy clothes that are like stuff like that, but they're instead like specifically made for like a sports team or like a brand or something.
Sure.
So there's one that's just like that, but it's a purple logo and it says dog. It's like DAWGS, which is how we spell it at UW when we're for the sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
You see that, you're like, oh, that's a freshman. Because by the time you reach sophomore year, you realize that shit's lame, and you don't see that anymore unless it's a freshman, because that shit's lame. That's just like the Seattle, the Skyline socks. Same
right.
thing. It's the same idea, I think. Right.
I mean, I think those are definitely still cool.
Those are cool. Yeah. I wonder if I have any of those in my drawer.
You know, take a look over.
Yeah, let's look.
It's like an unboxing, but not really.
Yeah, I have the coolest ones.
The ones in purple.
The purple and gold with the big Drive-In logo.
Oh, that is cool. I always see the Sonics colors ones.
I have just like regular Sonic socks here.
Oh, rest in peace to Sonics.
Yeah, that's too bad. Anyway,
getting hockey team though.
Next time on Ben's Play, we're gonna pop off on this witch character. Probably not.
Probably it's probably just more visual novel.
But if I could just advertise that we're definitely gonna pop off, that'd be cool. See you later, everyone.
See you next time.